Hey everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today I am talking habit trackers. I ended up doing a different technique for the month of February, and it's starting to build up, so I thought I could talk about it now that I've got kind of a setup going on. So looking at my habit tracker for January, it was just a mess. I'm going to try to adjust this so you guys can see it even bigger here. I'm just going to zoom it in, the biggest you can see it. It's just a mess. I can't really see which ones are X's, which ones are checks, and I knew moving forward to February I wanted to change things up. Now I've got my February one, and it's nice and clean, and I really like how it looks. What I'm using is the highlighter. I actually have some preset colors, so I've got the pink for the yes and the blue for the no, if I did the things each day. I've got my little system set up. By the way, the habit tracker I'm using is one that I designed. You can see it's got a whole monthly setup here, and since February has 28 days, this one has 28 days, and my one from January went all the way to 31. I've got these as a printable in my shop. I'll show you. I have a few different ones. I've got ones you can set up on weekly, so if you just want to add it to your weekly page, you can do that, or the ones that are vertical if you've got a space on your layout. This is the one I'm using here, the horizontal. I really like those, and there's 31 days, 30 days, and 28 days on those. And then the last one I have is more of like the bullet journaling style little calendar habit tracker. So each one of these is for a different habit. You just write your habit in the top. I just really like that I have this one space on the bottom of my one-pager planner, and I just can insert it right in on my goals page. So I love having that. I like looking at this goals page every night because it keeps my goals in my mind. I'll link to those, but anyway, I really like the way that I have this set up with the two colors. And so each night you could manually go in and color them up. I find with the highlighting tool, if you go over them again, you get a darker level, but if you color them all at once, like if you keep your pen down and you color all at once, it doesn't matter how many times you go over the same spot, it's all just one solid color, which is nice. What I decided to do, instead of coloring each one in every night, I just have some set to the side here that I've been copying. So I go over to this lasso tool and have handwriting turned on, and I can just grab it, copy it, and then in the center paste it, and it's sometimes not lined up exactly, so I just scoot it over, and then I can do that with my two colors. So I'll do all my blue first and then all my pink, or all my pink first and then my blue, so you can really quickly fill out the whole thing without having to worry about coloring each thing in. I really like just being able to grab it, so you get in there and lined up pretty well. And they do overlap at the edges. I didn't make these exactly perfect. Like I'll bring one over to the area. You can see it overlaps a little bit, and I still want it to look like handwritten, but I don't want to have to be handwriting them in every time. I also found one other way to do this, and I didn't like the results as much when I was pretending to like line them up and see how they would look all together. They got a little bit wonky, so I'll show you. I was using the shapes tool, and I have this one set up as fill color, so it's not just an empty shape. And I had a little trouble with this. I'm sure, you know, I could get used to it over time. But you make your square and you have to line up that edge at the top. I was really missing it the first few times when I was making the square. Now that square looks really wonky. That's a trapezoid. But I found that trying to copy and paste these, oops. All right, get rid of that one. I have to go back to the lasso. So I found that copying and pasting these, they just didn't look as good lined up. I felt like I had to be really, really precise at lining them up, and they still looked wonky, and it was just a little bit off for me. I want it to be either, you know, really streamlined and perfect and all perfectly aligned, or I want them to all look like they're handwritten, not just like this in between where I'm trying to make it perfect and then it's kind of wonky. So I didn't like that at all, really. But the same thing goes with that one. I would have totally done the little color system over here that I could just copy and paste. I just have this extra one hanging out, so I can grab it and put it in place. But we are not ready to really do these ones yet, so I'm just going to delete them. I just wanted to share this habit tracking with you guys because it is just a lot nicer and neater and easier to see than my last month's one. I wanted to share what I figured out and what I think is going to work really well for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look at habit tracking. I would love to know your opinions on habit tracking. Do you do habit tracking? Do you use a weekly habit tracker or a monthly like I do? I would love to know how you guys tackle the habit tracking. But a few repeats from last month. Obviously, I still need to work on that sleep. That's my biggest hang up. I like to stay up way too late. But I put a couple more on here to just keep me healthy, keep me accountable. I really like, tracking it and trying to make sure that I'm meeting those habits. So I hope you guys liked this video. Like I said, I'll leave relevant links down below. In case you're wondering, this is a freebie printable that I found. I don't know who it's from. And then the planner itself is my one-pager planner. It's the one I sell at my shop. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.